Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet this very easy lace scarf. So for my scarf I used a 5mm crochet hook and worsted weight yarn. So thank you very much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. So to begin your scarf you want to start off by making a slip knot. So to do a slip knot, take your yarn and take your finger and wrap the yarn around your finger once and then twice. Then take the first loop and pull it over the second loop, and then take the second loop and pull it all the way over your finger. You then want to take your crochet hook, go in through this space and pull tight. And there you have a slip knot. And now once you have your slip knot, we are now going to make our foundation chain. And you can make your foundation chain as long or as short as you like, but the longer you make your foundation chain, the wider your scarf will be. And your foundation chain must also be a multiple of 5. So you could chain 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It's completely up to you, but it must be a multiple of 5. So make your foundation chain. So I have just finished making my foundation chain, and I ended up chaining 25. So this is going to be the width of my scarf, but you could make yours as wide as you like. And now we are ready to move on to round 1. So to begin round 1, you want to chain 3. So we're going to chain 1, 2 and 3 on top of our foundation chain. And now we're going to work 1 double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So here is the first chain from the hook, and here is the second chain, and into this chain we're going to work a double crochet. So to do a double crochet, yarn over and go down into this chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the final 2 loops on your hook. So there we have 1 double crochet into that chain, and now we're going to chain 1 and then skip the next 2 chains. So skip 1 and 2. And then into the next chain, we're going to do our first V. And when we do a V, we do double crochet, chain 3, double crochet all into the same chain. So yarn over, skip these 2 chains here and go into the next one and do 1 double crochet, then chain 1, 2, 3, and then yarn over, go back down into the same chain again and do a second double crochet. So there we have double crochet, chain 3, double crochet all into that chain, and that creates our very first V. And now you want to chain 1 and skip 4 chains. So skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into the next chain we're going to do another V. So double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. So yarn over and go down into this chain here. So skip 1, 2, 3, 4, go down into the next chain and do a double crochet. Then chain 1, 2, 3, and then do a second double crochet back down into the same chain, like that. So there we have our next V, and now you want to chain 1 and skip the next 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're just going to repeat this all the way along for round 1. We're going to do a V into 1 chain, then chain 1, skip 4 chains, a V into the next, chain 1, skip 4 chains, all the way along. And when we do a V, we do double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, all into the same chain. So I'm going to yarn over, skip 1, 2, 3, 4, get into the next chain here and do my next V. Like that. So double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. Then I'm going to chain 1 and skip 1, 2, 3, 4. And just keep repeating this all the way along. So I am just coming to the end of round 1. So I have worked that all the way along and I have done my last V into this chain here. And now I'm going to chain 1, and you should find that you have 3 chains left at the end, and you want to skip the next 2 stitches and then into the very last stitch at the end, or the very last chain, work 1 double crochet. So you want to finish off with a V, chain 1, skip 2 chains and then a double crochet into the last chain at the end. So there we have finished round 1, and now we're ready to move on to round 2 of our scarf. So to begin round 2, you want to chain 1 and turn, and this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now we're going to go down into this very first stitch here. So this is the last double crochet from last round, and we're going to work a double crochet. So yarn over, go down into this last stitch, or the first stitch of this round, and do 1 double crochet like that. And now you want to move on to the very first V, so this V here, and we're going to go in the middle of this V, so into the chain 3 space, and we're going to do 7 double crochets. So yarn over and go into the middle of this first V and do 1 double crochet, and then do a second one down into the same space, and then do a third and a fourth, fifth, sixth, and finally 7th. So there we have done 7 double crochets all into the middle of that first V there. And now we're going to move on to the next V and do the same thing. We're going to do 7 double crochets into this one. So yarn over, go into the next V, so into the chain 3 space, and do 1 double crochet, and then a second one, and just keep going until you have 7. So like that. So there I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets all into that next V. And you just want to repeat this all the way along for round 2. Into the next V we're going to do 7 double crochets, and then the same thing into the next one, and the same into the next, and just continue to repeat this all the way along. 7 double crochets into every single V. So I am just coming to the end of round 2. So I did 7 double crochets into this last V at the end. And then to finish off this round, we're going to do a final double crochet into this very last stitch here. So yarn over, go into this last stitch at the end of the round. So after this last V, and do 1 double crochet like that. And now we're ready to move on to round 3. So to begin round 3, chain 1 and turn, and this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now we're going to go down into this first stitch here. So this is the last double crochet from last round. So yarn over, go down into this very first stitch and do 1 double crochet. So do a double crochet into that first stitch. So there we have 1 double crochet into that first stitch. And now you want to chain 1, and then we're going to go to our first shell. So when we did the 7 double crochets into the V's last round, they created these shells. So we're going to go to the first shell here and go to the 4th double crochet. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets, and that is the middle of this first shell. And into this 4th double crochet, we're going to do a V. So double crochet, chain 3 double crochet. So we have done a double crochet, chain 1, and now go to the middle of the first shell, which is the 4th double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, go down into this stitch and do a double crochet, then chain 3, and then do another double crochet down into this stitch. So there we have a V into the middle of that first shell. And now you want to chain 1 and move on to the next shell here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to the middle of this shell, so the 4th double crochet. So count 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Yarn over and go into this 4th double crochet here and do double crochet, chain 3, and then another double crochet down into the same stitch. So there we have a V into the middle of that next shell, and now you want to chain 1 and move on to the next shell and do the same thing. Count 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets, go into this stitch and do a V, and then chain 1. So chain 1, and just repeat this all the way around for round 3. Into the middle of every shell, so into the 4th double crochet, do a V and then chain 1. So you're doing V, chain 1, V, chain 1 all the way along for round 3. So I am just coming to the end of round 3. So I have done my last V into the middle of the last shell, and then to finish off this round, we're going to chain 1 and then go to this very last stitch at the end of the round here and work 1 double crochet. So yarn over, go down into this last stitch at the end and do a double crochet. So there we have finished round 3 and we're ready to move on to the next round. So we are now on to round 4 and the rest of our scarf is very simple. We are just going to repeat the last 2 rounds that we just did, so rounds 2 and 3, again and again and again until you feel that your scarf is long enough. So we have just finished round 3, so now you want to do round 2, then round 3, then round 2, then round 3, and just keep going until you have the length that you want. And you can do as many rounds as you need to. So round 2 is the round of our shells. So you want to start off by chaining 1 and turning, and then do 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and then just do 7 double crochets into every V along, and finish off with a double crochet into the last stitch at the end. So that is round 2, and then round 3 is the round of the V's. So to do that round, chain 1 and turn, do a double crochet down into the first stitch here and chain 1, and then do a V, chain 1, V, chain 1 all the way along, finishing off with V, chain 1 and a double crochet into the last stitch at the end. And you can go back in the video and re-watch those rounds as many times as you need to. So just keep repeating rounds 2 and 3 until you have the length scarf that you like. And you want to finish off on a round 2. So the last round that you work at the end of your scarf should be a round 2. And once you have done that, this is what you should have. So I have already finished my scarf. So you can see I just kept repeating those 2 rounds and you get this really pretty shell sort of fan lace effect. So you can see all of these rounds are just repeats of rounds 2 and 3. And then when I got to the very end, I finished off on a round 2. And now I'm going to fasten off, so pull my yarn out and my hook and cut my yarn, leaving a tail to weave in. And then I'm going to weave in all of my ends into the back of my scarf. So this side here is the back, and I'm going to weave all of my ends nice and securely into the back of my scarf. And then I will have finished. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it easy to follow. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. And in the description box below this video, I will leave a link to where you can find my Twitter account. So if you would like to go and follow me on there, I always like to post updates and pictures of upcoming tutorials, and I would love to see photos of your crochet work on Twitter as well. And in the description box, I will also leave a link to where you can find some of my written patterns if you are interested. And thank you again for watching. Bye.